Today, I'm just having a conversation with myself. I've been going back and forth with some friends that work in the MLS community, which, if you're not familiar, is the multiple listing service that the real estate agents use nationwide. And there's another association called National Association of Realtors, NAR, which you may or may not heard was a huge lawsuit last year. It was all about the whole buyer agency commission and all kinds of things like that. Now, there's a whole nother stuff brewing, and I'd just love to get some input on it, to be honest with you, because I've got my opinions, but I'm open to everything. There's something called coming soon. This is years ago, we did coming soon. It was not something that was politically driven. It wasn't a big deal. Now there's this whole private network listings. There's coming soon listings. There's all the big companies, I'm not going to name them, that are doing preview listings, all kinds of different things. And it seems like there's a control for the data, or it used to be very simple. Let's say that I was going to list a house, 123 Elm Street, and they wanted a little time to get it ready, or they wanted to not go on the market and have it in the MLS yet, and they wanted to just see if a certain price would get some interest without it going in the MLS and kind of scarring the property. Because if a property priced up here and then it goes here, it starts showing price reductions. The consumers then think there's something wrong with it. We used to just simply have a little form that we said, and the sellers would sign it, that they realized and they wanted their house for a period of time to be coming soon, and for it to not be in the MLS at all. And for the agent, that's the listing agent, to be able to show it. And if it came up, to allow other co-broking agents to show it. They were willing to pay a buyer agent commission. They were willing to pay a listing agent commission, and they were willing to list it as coming soon. They just didn't want it in the MLS because the MLS feeds everything else trailing of history of prices. So the sellers felt like they were being disenfranchised because they couldn't try a certain price just to see what would happen without having all this history and data behind it. That worked great. We would submit it. The MLS said, okay, no worries, no problems. Then they came in and said, no, every listing that's a coming soon listing has to go into the MLS within 24 hours, I think it is, which, first off, that's impossible in today's world when you got to get pictures, you got to get 3D tours, you got to get house measurements, drone shots, Zillow showcase tours. You got to do all these things. It's impossible to get a house on the market within 1 day of signing a listing agreement, whether it's coming soon or not. That just doesn't make sense in today's world. It might have been fine when we were shooting pictures with our phones, but maybe there's some people out there still shooting the pictures with their phones. But the real issue is coming soon has a place. There's an awful lot of industries that has coming soon, and it just doesn't go on the market to the big market yet. The sellers know very well when they sign something that says, I just want my house to be listed and be able to shown, but I just don't want everybody in the world to see it in the MLS right now. I want the agent to be able to work their database or share it with their company and be able to show it and it not scar me while I'm at a higher price, or while my house might not be just in the readiness I might want it to be. It very well may be I'm painting, I'm redoing some stuff, and I'm willing to sell it and I'm willing to let somebody look at it, but I just want them to understand that it's not ready yet. Or I'm trying a higher price just to see what the market would bear. And then I would come back, and if it didn't work, I would come back at a different price. But the other side of the coin is the MLS world, they want perfect clarity. They want the buyer to see everything that the seller decides to do with their house, whether it's anything. They think that is pure transparency. So I'm just a little confused because on one hand, we want the buyers to have certainly the information that's available, but we're also, don't the sellers deserve the right to choose how their house is marketed or not marketed and where it goes? And, where their prices are shown and where their price reductions are shown? Maybe I'm wrong, but that's not a matter of public record. It's not required by the Register of Deeds or anything like that. And it will scar a property, even if you do it the way you do coming soon properly, which in our world is 30 days. And if you dare to show the property during coming soon period, you get like this massive fine. So you got this period of time, but the problem is some real estate portals, I won't name them, large real estate portals, they actually, if you go to market after you start coming soon for 30 days, when you go to market, those portals will pick up the original date that it went into the MLS, and the days on site or days on market will start counting, and you'll hit the market on some portals 30 days on the market. Not 0 days, not 1 day, but 30 days. So the whole intent purpose of coming soon was to not be on the market and then to be on the market later. It's just weird. So I know this sounds confusing. It's confusing me. It was so simple years before, no offense, MLS got involved and NAR got involved and tried to control that. But maybe there were some things going on that I don't know about. Those agents would bring people, and there were so many buyers that were willing to go and be interested in the house because they wanted to get it before it hit the market. And I had some people say, you don't get full price. But I can tell you from my experience years ago, this is pre-COVID, before the whole world started controlling everything, we got more money when we did it that way, because the whole fear of missing out and somebody wants something. So anyway, I just wanted to have that free talk today. And man, I would love some input on it. I'm sure there's something I don't understand about it, but it just seems like it's gotten way overcomplicated. I have no idea how I can sign a listing agreement today and within 24 hours, get the pictures, get everything done to properly do a job, whether it's coming soon or not. I don't understand that whole thing. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there because I get tired of putting a sign up and thinking everything's going to be ready the next day, and then something gets delayed, and then some agents call me and yell at me because it's not in the system perfectly yet. And then I'm yelled at. I'm trying to serve my customer well, and I don't even know what rules to follow anymore. Common sense or rules that are just rules. So I don't know. I'm trying to do the right thing. I really am. So I'd love some input on it. But there's a whole lot of arguing going on. You can Google some of the major companies out there that are trying to do their own thing, trying to figure it out, maneuver it. And it's going to be interesting. So I just don't know where it's going to go. But if history is any indicator, it's going to get more regulated and more difficult, or you're going to see MLS systems break apart and companies break apart from MLS systems. I could see that. So I could see independent companies, because a firm does not have to be a part of the MLS system or NAR if they don't wish to be. So I think you're going to see some weird things going on because there's a bit of overreach. But I don't know. I think common sense should rule the day and make sure that whatever is out there is 100% disclosed. I don't think it's a matter of public record whether the homeowner prices his house up here because it hadn't sold yet and moves it here, or if they decide to cut their grass on Tuesdays instead of Thursdays, or if they want to paint their house. I don't think that's public record. So anyway, I don't mean to be flippant. I know it's a serious subject for many people. It doesn't happen that often in my world, so it's not that big a deal, but it is just odd because it was a really nice tool that we were able to utilize to help our sellers and, quite honestly, help our buyers be able to know about listings that are coming soon. Because there's a lot of people right now thinking about selling their house when we get into April and May and June. And we could list it now, put a sign up in a real common sense world. And if some rogue buyer came along, we might sell it. We can't do that in our world now, unless you go with a firm that is not tied to an MLS system. And you might see some of that. No, you actually are seeing some of that. Anyway, I just don't get it. So this is just a long-winded, more of a podcast approach, but I'm just curious, what is the right way? Nobody's trying to get over on anybody. Never was. Just trying to help the seller get as much as they can. And if a buyer has a buyer's agent and they're trying to find out about a property that may be hitting the market in 3 months, doesn't that serve everybody's purpose? I don't know. Thanks. Take care.